trust me when I say, if you think there's a reason why you can't do something, you can.
I keep getting the image of her running through a field with the tall grass, enjoying the sunshine, just frolicking.
Start listening to your own guides. Start listening to the sun.
The only thing that makes you jealous, fearful, and angry is your perception on the situation.
Hey, hello, everybody. Welcome back to me and Mike.
Whoops.
Me and Mike's, we don't know if we're straightening up your lives or ours, but we're having fun.
Some point, somewhere, someone's life's going to get straightened out here.
May not be anybody's here. I'm looking at different cards tonight, guys. Different cards. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. We're going to have fun. Oh, my God. Look at everybody here already. Keith and Jessica and Jamie. Oh, my God. Hello, everybody. Hello. Guys, if you didn't know already, this is a show that we show up and we do a lot of talking, and we might get a few readings in and a little bit of coaching in, and we're doing our best. Basically having fun. I love the hello to my unfiltered and now fearless friend who single-handedly did 29 readings in one day, and to the man and the legend, Mike. As always, you can use me to start off, but save time for as many people as you can. By the way, you never had anything to prove to any of us little people. I love you, Tim. I did too, guys. I worked this weekend, Mike. I worked. And when I say work, oh, honey, you don't need, oh, I went to Iowa. I love Iowa. I love everywhere I go. I love. I won't even lie. I love, love, love. But Iowa is getting to be like a sweet spot in my heart. And I just love going there. And Saturday, I did 29 15-minute readings.
That's a lot.
Went back to at the end of the day, went back to the hotel, ate whatnot, went to bed, woke up the next day because it was a 2-day event. And I started my morning before I even got to the event with an hour reading, from the hotel, a Zoom reading. Then went to the event and did 3 readings. Then it got gallery for an hour, went back to my table and read straight through until 5 o'clock.
No, that's too much.
You're like,
But I mean, I don't do readings, so I don't know. I mean, I would assume from what I've heard is it's very strenuous and it takes a lot of your energy. That's for sure.
And Tim says with only one hand, and that's true because this hand, because I'm like this person that does, you know what I mean? I'm very animated. So this hand's going. This hand kept swelling up. I mean, if anybody knows anything about energy, this hand was not happy with me. It kept swelling up. It was crazy. And then I drove home at like 3.5 hour drive and did a reading when I got home. So, but that was just a little one.
Thanks, Jessica. She said, my hair looks good.
It does.
It didn't turn out the way I wanted it, but
I love it. I love it. Listen to your show today, DeEtte, and thank you. I love it. That must have been yesterday's show. I love it. That was a fun show. I had Heather Borderline on. Borderline.
Oh yeah. Heather. I like Heather.
Heather's awesome. I had her on. We had so much fun yesterday. So I see on Facebook somebody has yet to go back to work.
I was supposed to yesterday. I literally just posted on Facebook like 5 minutes before we started. I was like, "Dear Ohio, this weather is offensive to my mental health. Sincerely, everyone that lives here." Our winters are normally really bad.
Yeah.
So last night we maybe got 3 inches of snow. Total this year we've maybe gotten 6 inches total where I live in Ohio. And so I was supposed to go back to work yesterday to start of the season. I got called off the last 2 days because of snow. We get none. No, all season we don't get any, but the day I have to go back, we get hit with snow.
I love it. That's awesome. And we're supposed to be getting more snow too. I mean, we're in Wisconsin, but we're in this belt, And I'm just like feeling very offensive to snow right now because this weekend this weekend I'm in Ashland, Wisconsin. The weekend after I'm in Hayward, Wisconsin, which is really just the top of the state. So I'll be going from green and 40 degrees up to offensive, probably 0 degrees and 3 feet of snow, and just a 5-hour trip. And then I will feel like I'm going to the Northwoods and to Florida, and the Northwoods and Florida. But by the time I get back, spring should be here.
I hope.
Yeah.
I mean, we've already been having flowers blooming and things are starting to bud already. And then the snow just comes in and goes, nope, just kidding.
Oh my God. Look at all these people we got from Montana and San Francisco. Tim is in California. He said Tim was in Ohio at one point in his life.
I'm sorry.
Courtney, oh my God, she showed up. She's just she's like morning and she's laughing at us. Courtney, it's not morning. I just daylight savings time, but it's not morning anymore.
Wisconsin.
Leave my Wisconsin alone.
So how was your week other than working?
Actually, it's been a phenomenal. I am so happy to be working, because Spirit took me off because of this thing. And I mean, legitimately a month. And I was like, in my head going crazy, the whole 10 yards. And then, you know what? It's been phenomenal because this weekend just kicked off just a ton of readings, which is really my happy place. And then, of course, we're only 2 days in, and I had the show yesterday, and then I had a reading last night, and I had a reading this morning. I have a reading scheduled for tomorrow, and it's just readings this weekend. And I am thrilled. I am that person that's like, bring it on, bring them on. I want to do as much as I can because I love the connection. I am that reader. I want tears. I want you crying. I am that person. And I got to tell you about this because I don't know if you'll laugh or not.
I'm sorry. I was laughing at Tim. I'm glad he corrected himself. He goes, I think we're getting 12 inches tonight. And I'm like holding my tongue, listening to you, just trying not to go, that's what she said. So I'm glad you corrected that, Keith.
There you go. I love it. Lori's like, you always make me cry. I do. I try. But it was so funny because this weekend I had this theme. There's always themes. When you're at an event, there's always a theme. And my theme on this weekend for one of the days was psych people, psych therapists, psychotherapists, whatever, mental health. And I had a whole group of Unfiltered Mike. You finally got the title. You were reigning. But one of them was just crying and crying because I was reading them one by one, as a group, but reading them one by one. The one is crying. Another one starts searching her for a person. And out of my corner of my eye, I can see her. And I looked at her and said, you put that away and you let her cry. And she just looked at me. I'm like, you should know tears are healing and she will cry. She needs her. And I'm just like, and she's looking at me like, oh, and I'm like, and I said, besides, you're next. And she's just like, she's like, oh my God, I've been told off. I'm like, yes, you need to cry. Tears are good. So I'm that person. I'm awful. I know I am.
Wow.
If you're not crying, I'm not doing my job.
That's a good way to put it.
That's my thing. That's my thing. I think you got the same job. So everybody's fixated on just where we live right now, Mike.
I actually can't stop doing what I'm doing for some reason. Like really? I'm gonna end up coming to you for some guidance or something because I decided to go back to school. I don't know if you saw that on my Facebook page.
I did. I was like, hoot, hoot, there you go. I almost jumped on with you. You don't even know. I've thought about going to get like a PhD in something.
It was something I never even heard of it. Never heard of it. And a friend of mine was talking. And again, I followed the signs. I followed what was said to me and put it into where I want to go and what I want to do.
Right.
And found a great deal. It's an actual accredited school to get my doctorate in metaphysical science.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, that's right. Because everything I've already started the first course and everything we're learning right now is just everything that I've implemented in shadow work and life coaching. And I'm like, this is going to be cake.
Yeah.
It's really not, I'm sure, but I had to get in that mentality of wanting to do it, you know, and just sitting down and going, you know, step by step, figure it out when we get to that point. But I knew it's what I wanted to do.
Yeah, I've looked at it back and forth a few times to go get a PhD in it, you know, and then I'm like, ugh.
Right now is the time to, if it's something you do want to consider or something anybody's ever considered doing. I know a lot of people that actually go to this school, the University of Sedona and University of Metaphysics. I think the 15th, tomorrow is the last day. They're running a very good. Now, this school, they're able to get their tuition really low because it is funded by the alumni.
Right.
So I got my full course. This includes bachelor's, master's, doctorate, everything, $1,300.
Wow.
That includes the entire cost, and I only pay $25 a month for 4 months.
For 4 months?
4 months.
And then
I'm sorry.
After that, or
4 years.
Or 4 years. Like 4 months. I mean, is this like $1,300 or a 4-month deal?
It's $1,300. It's $1,290 total. You put $90 down.
Right.
And then it's $25 a month for 48 months.
And then how long are you doing this? I mean, how long
it's set at your own pace.
Wow.
It's your own pace. They give you everything you need.
How you got me Googling, Mike? Thanks. I needed that.
Yeah, I went through it. It's full accreditation. You got to do a thesis. You got to do your dissertations. You have exams.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I was like, for $1,290 to put doctor in front of my name? Hell yeah.
Right? No kidding.
And I didn't have to go to Harvard.
And you didn't have to go to Harvard. I love that. I love that. I gotta make sure this is what it looks like on the thing. Does it just have a thing of Sedona on top? I'm telling you. I'm gonna put the link in the comments and make you click on it to tell me.
I went to the University of Metaphysics.com.
Oh, okay. Let me try that.
That's like a sister. They're like sister schools.
Oh, okay.
I believe it's University of Sedona only does bachelor's and master's.
Only.
Courtney, that's literally what I put on my Facebook page was I so when I signed up for it and I was talking to him and I'm thinking, I go, I could put doctor. Like, first I asked it as a question. I did this as a life coaching process in order to want to go, because you hear the word thesis, you hear the word dissertation. Those are scary fucking words that you think are only important to important people who want to be important. So those are words that scare you away and you don't want to go to school for. So
yeah,
I did the life coaching. I was like, I Google searched, can I put doctor in front of my name with a doctorate? So then I said it out loud. I was like, I can put doctor in front of my name. And then I was like, Dr. Mike Hatcher. That sounds really fucking sweet. I'm like, just from that mindset that I had, I was like, who wouldn't want to go to school to help somebody change their lives while changing their lives currently and get a degree for changing your life? Why not?
Exactly.
You know, so I had to do that coaching process.
You know what the cool thing is I could do Dr. DeEtte and I got the stethoscope to go with it. So I seen the Dr. Hatch.
No, the Courtney. You don't know if they identify that way. Sister schools. They were once brother schools.
He just wants doctor. LOL. I love it. Courtney, when I seen you put doctor in front of your name, all I could see was that whole contraption with the phone here and the stethoscope and a white coat going, oh my God, what is she looking into now?
See, that's what you think. That's what, when you think a doctor, 95% of the time is you think surgeon, somebody that works in a hospital. Yeah. Not somebody that practices meditation, not somebody that, you know, and to me, I thought that was pretty cool. And
I think that's awesome. I'm actually going to look
It
into
is.
it tonight because it's something I've honestly toyed with it back and forth over the years. Over the years, I go back and forth. And it's weird because your post has been, that one post that you're going back to school has popped up so many times for me. And I'm like, why does this keep popping up? Like, I'm trying to ignore it. Like, finally got it out of my head, ignored it. It's gone. And Mike does, guess what I did? Oh my gosh, you're going to have me and Courtney with you. That should be cool. You know what?
It's
at that point,
worth it,
I want to walk across the platform with you, Mike and Courtney.
Even if it's just us three, we do our own ceremony.
Oh, that'd be so cool. That'd be so cool. And then we'll have to have the show afterward, the doctors. We'll have to switch it from Unfiltered to the doctors.
Dr. Unfiltered? Unfiltered doctors.
Unfiltered doctors. Oh, that could be so bad. Mike, stop thinking. I can see the
I have to. It's been I'm not gonna lie, I'm mentally drained. Like even part of me was just like, I don't know if I could do coaching tips tonight. I'm like, I am so mentally just exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, you know what? I got to do it because it's what people come here for. And that's, I live up to my word. But I stumbled across, and I don't know if you've ever heard of the Gateway Experience.
No, I don't think so.
I was going down rabbit holes on the unclassified CIA website, and I stumbled across what is called the Gateway Experience.
Okay.
It was classified by the CIA in the 1960s. It is proof done by scientific research that we can rewire our brains. Mm-hmm. We have the true potential to astral project. We have the true potential to get inside our minds, to learn what life actually, and this was all classified by the CIA.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
And I found all all of the documentation they had on it. They were using it as ways to spy techniques. They were actually using it to, it's been proven, remote view everything.
Oh yeah. I do that for an organization.
Right. And I know people that do, but to see that it's been proven scientifically, physically, and really what this thesis breaks down to is vibration. It's all vibration. It's all how you adjust your left and your right brain to go with the same frequency.
Right.
So theoretically, according to this, is if you can get your body to vibrate at the same vibration of any material, so say like the drywall, if you could get your body down to that same vibration, you will walk through it.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That is what this entire thing is about, is how to get those left and right brain hemispheres to work together.
I love that. Well, they're actually also proving that through neuroscience that there is no left brain, right brain. It appears to be that way, but it's not actually. It's just, I can't think of the name of it, but the part that appears to be separated is actually because over evolution, they have been separating like into two separate brains, per se. I mean, there's a lot more to it than that. And I'm going to give you a rabbit hole to play with tonight, apparently. But they have found that, we do, if you have a stroke, this part of the brain is affected, blah, 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 the different parts. But neuroscience is proving that, say, like with a medium, they used to say we're right brain, left brain. You know what I mean? You go into the right brain to be all logical, left brain to be, in spirit. And that's how they used to say it. Well, neuroscience is proving through the medium's brain that, that message comes in, say that word red, say red comes in. It'll bop to part of my brain and then flip like bing-ding all over the brain. So, and it's showing that there's not a right side, left side, that both sides are working like the left side, or the right side. And they're kind of going back through, like de-evolutionizing people, I guess, and realizing that, wait a second, this area that makes it appear to be, right brain, left brain is just getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And essentially, it looks like it's starting to separate. And it'll take probably another 1,000 years to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just all proof that you can heal your body.
Yeah.
Mentally, through thought, through everything. And I was able to find the entire process, how he does it in his school. It's an actual school that teaches this as well.
Oh, yeah.
The Monroe Institute.
Mm-hmm. I have a friend that's him and his son went through the remote viewing classes there. Yeah. And Diana put that Russian military is already using it. United States has been using it since like the 1940s or 1950s that I know of. And they actually use psychics, Diana, to sit there, and they will give them just an address, and the psychic goes in and sees things, and they don't, and the cool thing is they don't get to see the pictures or anything like that, and then they compare it to what the actual area views and the pictures are, and they were able to prove that these psychics are like, holy crap, like not only are they dead on, they're finding things that are not, that weren't there in pictures, but that have been able, like foot soldiers have gone in and found them, so they're finding them to be very reliable. I know for the I work for, and I'm not going to say being tested, but I've been given addresses, old cases, and just an address. And of course, I'll put the address into Google just because I want to see the building, the structure, and I've looked and told them exactly what has happened there, right down to details. You know what I mean? What has happened there, and then I followed it. Say either the energy or the person that was affected out and about and what happened later. So it's pretty incredible when you open yourself up to that, to what you can see. It's amazing, but again,
I downloaded, I found all of there's a whole set. There's like 8 waves of
Tim, don't go there. We got clean here, honey.
Yeah, there's 8 waves of audio to listen to in order. And it's a process of following step by step by step on how to do this. And I'm started doing that on top of doing the school, and still, reading and researching. You hit this wall. That's where I'm at.
Yeah. Well, I did that, and I'm writing my book now, Mike.
Nice.
I know.
Nice.
I know.
I also sat down yesterday and took about 6 hours and wrote a speech. I just wanted to, for no reason. I was like, you know what? What if one day somebody comes to me and asks me to speak or do something? I don't have anything prepared.
Oh, I just thought about your Saturday morning show, Mike's Words of Wisdoms.
Oh yeah, I forgot I was supposed to do that.
Mike's Words of Wisdom.
There's also something else. Man, I should have looked at my whiteboard. Totally forgot.
I love it.
I was gonna sit a stuffed animal right here. So when the show started, it was just the stuffed animal and not.
Oh, that would be so cool. That'd be so cool. You know what?
You mentioned it last week.
I want to go to these people's Facebooks, and get pictures of them and put them in like little cutouts in the seats instead of
Get a picture of Courtney.
Courtney and Tim talking to each other. I love it. I love it. So you need guidance, huh?
Oh, I'm not worried about it now.
Mike's like, no, shut up later.
Oh, I don't really care.
Don't psychoanalyze me now. What do we? I don't lose you when you go back to work, do I?
No.
Okay. I was gonna say I'm getting all worried now. Like, oh my God, I'm to the point. Like, yeah, we don't talk outside of the show, but I'm to the point. Like, I'm addicted to Mike on Tuesday nights. It's like, there you go. I admit it. I got an addiction for 1 hour a week. So there you go. How's the little one doing?
Little smart ass. She did something funny earlier. My wife and I were out here talking, and she just comes running out. She goes, "Mommy, can I go outside and play?" And she runs out in these oversized snow pants, her Mickey Mouse hat, and I would say if you guys could see this picture, it's going to be weird. She gets down like this to take a photo.
Oh, that's so cool.
I was like, watch out.
Don,
Watch out, Vanilla Ice.
Don, you know what? You come on another time and we have to sit you next to Mike because you're so close to home. I love that. I feel
that's literally how. And then we're in the house, and we're like, no, you can't go outside. It's cold. It's actually pretty cold out. And she stands up and she starts putting her coat on. She goes, I'm going outside. And my wife goes, are you? She goes, yeah, because I'm a big girl and I can take care of myself.
Aw. There you go.
I was like, you're a hatcher. You're a hatcher.
I love that. I love that.
I tell my wife that when she goes to school, I'm going to have a permanent assigned seat in the principal's office.
Right.
I already know it.
Right. I love that. I love that. Well, Mike, I just pulled cards for myself to go, okay, what's going on with me? Because I'm pulling out a different deck tonight. And I pulled 3 cards for myself. First one was time. Second one was knowledge. And the third one was assurance. I think I'm going back to school.
It's gonna. I mean, the time I totally get. And
yeah,
it's a conversation I had with my wife today. She asked. I started schooling yesterday, and I went through like 2 or 3 chapters already. And she goes, "Are you going to read today?" I was like, "No." I was like, "I just started. I could take as long as I want. There's no. You can take this course and get it done in a year, 2 years, 3 years. It doesn't matter." Because in 3 years, I'm still going to be 40. Do I want to be 40 with a degree or without a degree?
Well,
still going to be 40.
So I'm thinking by 55, I want to be a doctor. And that way I can honestly say I did not throw the medical years away.
Right. There you go.
For in vain. There we go. I like that idea. I like that. God, you and Tim, I don't know if you're good or bad for me. I don't know. Should you go back to school too? Yes, Keith. Oh my God. Sorry, Keith. We're on that subject. He's right there. I just read. And Tim, we have you start up there. But yes, Keith, I'm going to tell you right off the bat, yes, yes, yes. I feel like you're going to find your direction there. I'm sorry. I just seen it just, bleh, so we're going to go with this. But I did. I just felt this open up. And it just shot out my neck. It literally shot out my neck. And like, this is for you. Your ability is already there. You need something to unstick you, open you up, and finish this. And it's like, you're going to put other classes in there, you know what I mean? Not just whatever, but I think going back to school is a huge thing for you. But I am here. I'm not sure if it's a metaphysical or if it's just like the psychic mediumship, healing, blah, blah, blah type of thing. But yes, 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 and yes. And I can't be excited enough to tell you that. Yes. And yes. Yes, yes. Mike, yes. Stop it, Mike. Yes. Sorry. Go ahead, Mike. Take over before I say yes again.
Oh, you were actually reading him?
Yeah, I did. I'm like, It was like, boom, yes, 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 and yes. Like, I was like enthusiastic here. Like, oh my God. I seen his name and the question. It was just like, boom, out my face. Like I couldn't.
I thought you were just on a conversation of going back to school still.
No. It was like we're on that conversation. And then he put up that, like, should I go back to school? And before I got it started, it was like, boosh. It was just like he went from being a closed down person to opening up and just flourishing.
That's not really a tough one. I don't think that's a chakra issue to me. That's a kind of maybe a limiting belief kind of issue.
Ooh, yeah.
What I would ask you is that Tim?
Who?
Should I go back to school? Is that Tim? Nope, Keith.
Nope, that was Keith. Here, I'll put it up for you.
Keith. I would look at what's holding you back. What are you thinking? Why does it scare you? Kind of like how I said the thesis, the dissertation, and find out what scares you. If it's the big words like me, put it step by step. Do your research. Find out when you have to do a dissertation. You don't have to do those till your final exam to get a doctorate. I don't have to worry about that for as long as I want. But taking the steps to get there is what's important. If it's age, you're going to be 40 this year. How old are you going to be by the time you get your degree? 45? Takes 5 years to get a degree, maybe. You're still going to be 45 with or without it. So kind of weigh your pros and cons. And that's just kind of, to me, that's a limiting belief issue. I don't feel like that's a chakra issue.
Oh, I think you're hitting that right on. I think you're hitting that right on.
My head too.
Yeah. And I love it as you're talking about him and you're going like within like whatever, blah, blah, blah. And my guides are talking to me and they literally just said, I'll have 2 books written by the time I get my dissertations and PhD.
Let me know what you get on number 6.
Number 6.
Send me all your answers.
I will do that.
You're putting out 2 books and I'm just paying to get the doctor in front of my name.
Well, that's what they're telling me. Like you'll have to, and they're so nonchalant. I don't know anybody else that talks to their guides, you know what I mean, or listens to them. And literally they're nonchalant. Like I'm going here and they're having this conversation. I'm like, da, da, da. And all of a sudden I hear, oh, you'll have 2, you're like talking about, you don't have to do the dissertation until you get your PhD is what you said. And they went, oh, and you'll have 2 books done by the time you get to that. And I'm like, and that's why I looked over like, really? You really just have to add that in? So I'm getting it from every direction here.
I do want to say that when I say I'm going to school just to get the doctor put in front of my name, I'm actually kidding. I know it was a joke and I kind of went with it.
Doctor. Maybe not a heart doctor, but a doctor.
It was the mindset that I had to take to get to have the courage to do it, I guess, is what made it funny.
Yep. Just Cat's like, I love it when they're straightforward. You'd love my guides and Just Cat. You would love. Oh, really? Okay, thank you. You know what? I'm just in my own little world here. My guides are having fun. I got like a chorus over here just talking to me. So it's just, this is when I look like I've gone insane, just so you know.
Does one of your guides, I want to ask, radiate purple?
I've got one that really is green and has been around the last, I don't know, like week. That's very green. I've got a newer one. And the funny thing is, and I'm wondering if that's the one you're picking up on, because people have been watching me for like the last few months. Like I get on and I start to open up and my nose it just tickles. And I'm always going like this. And the last time I got hypnotized, it kept happening. And the lady who was hypnotizing me, Deb, she's also, she's a healer and she does Reiki and everything else. I'm again under the sun. And she goes, you have like a house elf that's playing with your nose. And I went, what? And I'm like, well, it makes sense because I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. She's like, it's like a house elf. That's what it looks like. And she goes, but it keeps playing with your nose. And I'm like, oh, so it won't tell me who he is or anything like that, So I keep calling it Dobby, just like I'm going to annoy it until it tells me its name, basically, And so literally right before you said you have one that radiates purple, because I've been like, who are you? Tell me who you are. You're introducing yourself. And he literally just said, I'm here for you to go through this portion, this schooling.
It's what's funny is now mind you, I'm not a reader. I don't do readings. That's
everybody does.
Everybody does, but I'm not tapped into that.
Right.
But what I can tell you, what I am actually picking up out of that is, he's fun.
Mm-hmm.
And when he means he's bringing out that inner you, or he is here for you, I feel like there's something about you that there's a little bit of that inner child in you that he's trying to pull out. Some past issues that he's finally coming in and saying, hey, pay attention. It's your inner child. And I don't know if I accurate. That's what I'm getting out of it.
110% right on that. I really do. I would accept that 110%. Especially with the way he's always doing everything to me. It's right. Always. So I get that 100. I'd take that. Yeah. I love it. My master guy is very nonchalant. He would also be one to say, that's what she said. mine tells me, Diane, this is what I hear all the time. Are you listening? I'll be doing a reading and it'll be like, da, da, da. I'm not paying attention to anything with me. It's just here. And my God will go, are you listening? Like, and I'm like, shut up. Just, they're always doing it to me. So I love it. I love how this tonight has just gone everywhere except for where we were supposed to go. So this
Where
is
was
just
that?
how it's supposed to be.
I feel like people don't really ask for readings anymore, and sometimes I'm okay with it.
Sometimes they do. You know what? But people keep telling me. I mean, you see it in the comments, like they're loving this show anyway, because what we're talking about is really relevant to whatever's going on. And
Well, because whether or not we do readings or life coaching tips or anything, it's we're still talking about it.
yeah, exactly.
Still, we implement it in our daily lives, so we have things to talk about.
Exactly. I think Courtney said, I think this is what she's saying, is that for Halloween, you and I should dress up as each other. Is that what she means?
I think so.
Okay. Dude, I want a baseball hat. I'm coming to the tables, Mike. I'm taking this to the 10. Oh, I love that. Jennifer's doing a business class to do a business loan. I love that. Okay, well, I got one before you, darling. I'm starting the couple, so we got those. And hello, Miss Paula. Hello. Let's do Michelle really quick, only because she's here and I want to do this. I love the fact that people are not just doing general readings now, and they're going, hey, we're finding these people. Everybody's like, we're all in the same boat together in some aspect, And psychic detective, of course. Yes, but I want to flip that word on you, Michelle. I really want to flip that word from detective to forensics. I really do. Only because I think detective is going to limit you in that belief, where forensics, I feels like really going to open up. I really feel like you also, I don't know who you're learning with, but I feel like you need to go to the best of the best if you haven't already gotten there yet. Somebody that does a lot behind the scenes that you never see in the forefront, but you know what? They've got just every story behind them as proof in the pudding. They've been doing this. And I'm also seeing that you like the details, really like the details, but really diving into it. I'm feeling like, I don't think it's a fear, but I feel like there's a slight hesitation on your part. So it's kind of like you're showing up to the case, you're getting all this information, you're going in, and then you slow down. You're like, oh, do I want to do this, or don't I, or what's going on? And I feel like you need to just learn to open up and just dive head on. Don't do the rabbit holes. Don't do the rabbit holes. They're really easy to find. And I don't necessarily feel like you're going to be doing that, but it's kind of like when you get the information and spirit stops, stop. And I feel like you're going to be phenomenal at this. Okay. I also see you working on a case with a boardwalk in water. Because I'm seeing like an old rickety boardwalk, and water going on. So I'm going to say, I think it's a great thing for you. I think it's phenomenal for you, and just take it and run. Yeah. There you go, Mike. There you go.
All right. That's an easy one. I would focus on the third eye. Center of your wisdom. That's center of intuition. You're talking about wanting to be a psychic detective. Pay attention that you're going to need that third eye. You're going to need to have that strong psychic ability. DeEtte says she feels good about it. I can't tell you if I do or not. I can just kind of give you tips to get there. Listen to that intuition. Anything that it's telling you, pay attention. And one of the things to ask yourself is, describe a possible change that may be on the horizon. How does it make you feel? What are the benefits of this change? And what about the change do you fear? And then do you think it's the right step for you? There you go.
I think that's perfect. Love that. I want to go on to Tim. I don't want to lose Tim in this. I don't want to. Okay, I want to go on with this with Tim. I do. Okay, Tim. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm seeing this kind of stuff with you, darling. Because and Tim, works with me. And I love that. And the thing is, Tim, I'm seeing you going further. So not just what we're working on presently. And I know we've been talking a lot about school tonight, but I'm almost wondering if you've already Googled it while we're talking, brought up the university, going there, going, oh, this is something I want to fill my time or whatever, and kind of pushing your limits. I just see you adding more to your plate, but it's not necessarily adding more to your plate. I just feel like it's adding more to you and adding more understanding and furthering the growth that you already have. And I'm seeing you kind of, damn it, I just seen you finishing before the rest of us. Like, oh my God, come on, Tim, you can't do that to us. Like, I'm going to have to come to you. You're going to have to teach me.
I got some life coaching techniques to slow him down.
There you go. Slow down, Tim. Slow down.
You're going in reverse.
Here you go. But I see you, Tim, taking this plunge, and I'm not going to say it's a plunge because I don't think it is. I think it's just it's a let's go. Let's just do this too. Let's add something onto our plate type of thing. So, and I know you got a lot going on in the background, but I honestly feel like it's kind of like it's giving you structure. Like, hey, I'm going to do this while I'm having my coffee, and then I'm going to walk the dog, and then I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this. And like, it's just this really even pace. And I feel like this is like putting the rest of the pieces together for you and then really taking you to another level. But even once you finish, I'm seeing you going, okay, what do I do next? I guess I'm going to go back to the same school for another degree, another doctorate, and I feel like this is for you to keep going. You're already so cerebral and so amazing. And I just feel like it's going to put those pieces together for you. So there you go. And Bob's
I got confused there.
And Bob's your uncle.
I got confused.
What you get confused by?
Were you reading Tim or me?
Maybe both.
Because that was even spot on with me. So Tim, that's you from that reading she gave, and what I've learned about you is you are a lot like me. You don't like to sit still. You like to stay busy. You like to constantly learn. Even I'm one of those people, I'll sit down and write a business plan of something that I don't ever even start because I want to keep learning. I want to keep pushing to be a better person. So this is really just learning to find an even balance. It could be something that you're going to do. Whether it's go to school, get a degree, get 3 degrees, just from somebody just like you, sometimes you got to just pump the brakes, slow down, and take some time for yourself and make sure it's the right thing, especially before you start filling your plate with so much more than you can handle.
Right.
But
I want to tell you, Mike, I want to further that with you a little bit because I have a feeling by the time you're like my age, you're looking at a few doctorates. Like, oh my gosh, this is something I can do. And just, it's like it gives you this avenue to do it at a reasonable rate, reasonable price. And you'll just keep adding. Like, you're going to have a lot of useless titles. Let's put it that way. Tons of knowledge. You know what I mean? Just
Dr. PhD DD, because I'm going to become a dentist as well. Might as well.
Right.
What else is there?
Just for gynecologists, but we're going to throw that out with the 12 inches.
No, I was going to say something. Oh, I forgot what I was going to say. I was going to say something.
It's okay. Tim's not even commenting back. We're in trouble. He's just totally X'd us off. Like,
it's funny that you said that, seeing me do all that is because it's so weird to think that the Mike that you guys see here on this show was not the Mike that I was a year ago, not the Mike I was 2 years ago. I was an alcoholic atheist who I hated life 2 years ago. And just here I am, just spiritual now. I don't drink anymore. I've had, 1 beer in 2 weeks,
right,
which is good for me, and to just wake up one day and say, oh, I believe in something. Now I'm going to school for spiritual healing. That wasn't something you'd have ever heard me say 2 years ago. So it is something that it's piqued my interest so much, and it has. It's changed my life.
I love that. I love that. I like it. He said, yeah, I did. So it's like, did you X-nay us? Did you stop listening? I think we got X-nayed. Like, Tim's like, I'm done. She's put me into another college. I'm done.
Same, Tim. I hated school.
Wouldn't it be great for someone who hates school to get a degree? You know what? But it's different when you're doing things that you want to do that really pique your interest.
It's absolutely it's what you want. You know, we go to school, we're made to learn the stuff we didn't want to learn. And hell, now everything's coming out that half the shit we learned wasn't even true. I mean, what's the point of it?
Well, they need a filler. It's a filler, you know.
Right.
It's a filler. I love it. Any positive would be great. I'm not a school person. It's going to get me. You know how these are going from one to the next to the next? Like we're just feeding one question into another with our comments. I just
feel like
putting the
I feel like
this, and answer them as we're going. You know.
I just feel like this has been it's a sign that people need to learn.
Yep.
You know, especially spiritually right now with this, whatever is going on in the world. It's the year of an awakening. This is the year of ascension, where it doesn't matter what you go to school for. It's just learn, you know,
Yep.
Open up, wake up. That's all it is.
Yep, exactly. You know, I want to go into this one with that, what Jennifer said here, like any positives on this, you know, would be great because she's not a school person. And I seen her struggle. I just seen her struggle and just going, oh my God, and getting more and more frustrated with it and kind of like, ugh, you know, and the funny thing is I was shuffling, and I'm like, I need to pull a card for her. And I loved it because it's the humor card. I'm using the goddess cards tonight, guys. I've never pulled them out for you guys. But she's like the goddess ones. But it was the humor, you know, Uzemi, whatever it is. And I feel like you need to put that in there. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like as you're learning, as you're going, find the humor within it. Find the humor when I'm always that person. It's like, you know, if I had to remember something, you put, you know, like, you know, little phrases together, whatever to help remember it or, you know, potty training your kids, you know, we use songs like, you know, instead of saying let it go by Elsa, it was like let it flow, you know, I mean, just different things to change it up to help school be easier for you to get through this so that you can look back and say, you know, this is fun. I'm doing this for a reason. And it's not just a purpose, but add that fun to it. And I think it's going to help you get through this. You know, it's just kind of like, you know, if you're screwing something up or you feel like you're failing, go, well, I was failing this before school. You know, I mean, why would it be different now? Laugh about it and then hit it again with a brighter attitude. Okay. I think you're going to be really successful, but I think you need to get out of the head and change that mentality or that thought process about learning and then just take it on. Okay. Because I honestly don't think this is a subject you want to learn, but again, you have to learn. So go for it. Just go for it.
All right. Solar plexus.
Ooh, there you go.
You nailed it on the head there at the end. You got to build up that confidence and take control of, you know, your life.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times people don't move forward with their plans because they're just not ready. They're afraid of backlash. They're afraid of what's going to be said.
Yep.
A lot of people just lack the motivation to do it. Whether it's school that gets you off and you don't like it. I hated school. But focus on, if you do mantras, do I cans. Focus on, I can manifest my dreams. I can manifest what I want. I can be a confident person. I can do this. I can do that. If you journal, I guess the question I would ask you is, do you believe you can achieve your dreams? If not, what's holding you back? That's the one I would focus on.
I like it. Put my school glasses on. Do I look smart?
Do you look smart?
It's like I'm questioning it.
No, I was thinking about if I ever win. I'm not. I keep correcting myself. I keep saying if I finish school, if I get my doctorate, and I keep stopping myself, going when I get it. So now when I get it, I think I'm gonna buy fake glasses to look smarter.
Or when you get it, you're going to need them.
Why? I don't need glasses.
Well, it depends on how long it takes you to get your doctorate. You might by the time you finish. At least that fourth or fifth one.
I had, what was it? 3 years ago, I had an eye exam because I took the civil service. I took the civil service exam for the sheriff's department.
Oh, very nice.
And I had to have an eye exam. And their doctor, after having it, he goes, "How old are you?" I was like 35, 34. And he goes, "Your eyes are really good for your age."
That's awesome.
I was like, "What?"
You know, my eyes were like bad and they were getting better and better and better and better and better. And now they're starting to revert again. And they're still not that bad. The doctor just kind of looks at me, but he's like, "We should just put you in trifocals." I'm like, "I'm not that old. You know, I'm not."
I did have a terrible past, but I did change once. I did want to become a cop. It just didn't fall in line. It wasn't, you know.
That's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. That's a good thing.
I tried doing the whole changing thing before. It's a struggle. You don't do it until you're absolutely ready.
Oh, exactly. Just wait until for you. That's when everything falls apart.
You know what my daughter's new thing to do is now? I come walking in the house the other day, getting back on her. I'm sorry if this offends anybody. I don't know where she learned it, but she looks at me and she goes, "Daddy, how do old people walk?" I was like, "I don't know." And she goes, I was like, "Where did you learn this?" And I'll get up off the couch. I go, "Ugh," and she go, "Daddy, you're getting old." Like, stop it.
I love it. I love it. Well, Paula asked for a reading, and it was a general one, I guess, and that's okay. But I love this because I pulled 3 cards for Miss Paula. 3 cards, 3 cards, 3 cards. And I love it because she got Lilith. This is, again, the Goddess Power Oracle deck. Lilith, which is amazing. Let me see if I can get it closer. Yeah, it's about the independence. We have got Callie, which is about liberation. And we got Bridget, which is about creative spark. Okay, Paula. And I love this because when I'm putting all 3 of these together, and it was just like I didn't even question how many. I just knew I had to pull out 3 of these. And I love it because it makes me feel, this is telling me you are finding your independence. You are finding your way in this world. And you're kind of looking at people, you're getting to that point where I don't need anybody else. I don't need anybody's, like say or okay or whatever. I'm not going to say it doesn't mean you're not walking hand in hand with somebody through life, but you don't need them anymore. You're finding your own speech. You're finding things that you want to do, and you're finding it is that spark. It is that passion. You're finding it, and you're just starting to bring it up, bring it up to the surface. And I feel like, you know what, you've done a lot of growth. You've done a lot with your life. And now you're finally coming to this place. And I'm hearing finally, you're finding where you want to be in life. And I think this is going to spark a lot of changes for you. A lot of changes for you just to kind of come up and be true to who you are. There you go, Mike.
That I loved everything about that reading. The one that I would focus on was right there on top, and that would be the sacral. In my opinion, you're talking about passion, being creative, being connected to others, not necessarily socially. A lot of times, even mentally or spiritually, you can still be connected to people. She said you're right there. You're right there. You know it. It's opening up. Spend some time with water. What I would recommend with this one is if you're right there and you're ready, your guides are pushing you to whatever it is that you're working on. Stand in the shower. Let it just flow over you. And while you're doing this, just kind of close your eyes and just feel everything. Like it's like a reset for your body. Just kind of feel it. Feel everything. Imagine everything just walking down the drain, or washing down the drain. If your water starts walking, I'm sorry. But spend some time around water. this is working on your sacral is the start of an ending, but yet the start of something amazing. Question I would ask myself. It sounds a little conceited, but I love it. Why am I awesome? And what are my superpowers?
I love
It's what I would work on.
that. I love that. I'm a bad bitch. That's what my superpower is. I'm old enough to say that. Paula says her son is listening with her, and he says that's so true. I love that. I love that. I want to get these couple done. We might. Is it okay to go over a couple minutes here, Mike, or no? Just because or does it kick somebody else out?
Todd doesn't start until we're done.
Oh, we better just do the one then and go then, because if not, Linda's gonna miss.
I don't even think he's texted me.
Huh?
Oh, Todd hasn't texted me yet.
I don't want Linda to miss her show. That would not be good. So, okay, so let's do for Courtney. She says star me, so I think Courtney's just kind of looking for something. And Courtney never asked for anything ever.
She said star me, so I did.
I know, I like that. So I'm gonna pull a card for Courtney because I really want to get to Just Cat's question too. The sun. I like this. I like this, Courtney, because the sun is telling me that this is your. You know what? With you, Courtney, I always see you in your home. I just always see in your home, like, this is what you do. I know we picked on you, this and that, or razzed you about it, but I do feel as if that's the case. And I feel like your time is spring. You know, it's like your time is spring, the sun coming out, all those positive attributions are coming out to you. And I really feel as if you are just starting to kind of get these little messages, these little clicks of information coming in. And like, you're finally going, you know, like, when's it ever going to start? When's this ever going to happen? And I'm just hearing click, 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 like guides are speaking, guides are talking, information's coming in, and you're starting to pay attention to it. And I feel like it's just all up here from there. So, you know what? And I'm also warning, Courtney, when are you going to get your own show? Because I have a feeling that'll be your next thing to do. Gonna hand that to Mr. Mike, who is bending over with the kiddies. I love.
Sorry, he's bugging me. He will not leave me alone unless I pet him.
You know what? I like that. Cats are like that, and we're not taking that, Mike, and running. So what do you get for Courtney?
I'd go with the crown on this one.
Okay.
Work on that strong sense of connection. A lot of this, it's blocked by attachments, maybe some personal things, some physical things, material things. But you know, DeEtte, you're right. That's where she feels at home. That's where she's connected, is home. I focus on I am mantras. I am me. I am at home. I am where I need to be. And speaking, DeEtte, talking about opening up with guides, I would ask yourself, how do I communicate with the universe, and how does it communicate with me?
Yep. I like that. Let's get this last one done before we roll the credits.
Okay.
I really want to get in. I want to get Just Cat because Just Cat hasn't been in it forever. So I want to get this into her.
Yes, I do. All right. We'll see you next week. I'm just kidding.
Do you guys see me teaching in the future? Yeah, I do, Jess. But I feel as if you need to get through all of this first. And what I mean by that is I feel like I'm not going to say you're not a person that doesn't have self-worth, but I do feel like in the self-worth direction of all the knowledge you have, and coming to that, because I feel as if you might make up classes or develop your own courses. And with this, it's kind of like, oh, I think I can just do this, and, you know, just like this one thing. And I feel like once you get kind of like that value of who you are, the value of what your knowledge is, you're going to see yourself like build a whole curriculum on stuff, like different things that come out. I love this. And the card I pulled for you is a radical acceptance. It's just radical acceptance. And I do feel it's kind of, you know, it's easy to kind of teach somebody else's stuff. It's another to grab your information, your knowledge, and really push it to the 10th. And I think you'll do that, dear. There you go.
All right. I would go with solar plexus for this one. Another confidence builder. Get that solar plexus aligned. Build up that confidence, reliability, willpower, ambition. Another I can mantras. Focus on those. Another spend a little bit of time around fire with this one. Candles, anything. And then I would what's a question I would ask? How would the people closest to me describe me? In their eyes, what makes me special?
I love that. Here you go, Tim. Those are the cards. You know what? We had one left. We haven't gotten booted up. We're going to get booted up, but I want to bring up Tina really quick. She was the last one, only because I think.
Yeah, I got Todd texting me now.
Yeah, he's probably yelling at us. So I'm just going to scream really right away for you, Miss Tina. With your spiritual business, I know you have a few things in mind, and I feel as if straight up the bat, stop analyzing. Stop. Your guides are speaking to you for a reason. Open up, listen, write it down, and go with that. I'm hearing the whole mantra, the old, Dr. Seuss, keep it simple, and I feel like that's what you need to do is keep it more simple. It's going to grow on its own. All the rest will get there. Just start simple, listen to your guides, and go in that direction.
Real quick, third eye, center of wisdom, bring up that intuition. Listen to the heart rather than the fear of the mind. Absorb some sunlight. Maybe I would ask myself, what would help me gain more clarity regarding the areas of my life in which I am unsure or unclear about?
I love that.
And that's it.
Well, guys, I hope we helped everybody here, and myself and Dr. Mike will be back next week on Unfiltered with Dr. DeEtte and Dr. Mike. Have a great night. Bye, guys.
The truth is here and now on WLTK-DB Talk Radio at WLTK-DB.com.